Coming up next on the PEG podcast.
Again, we're helping our clients manage risk. We're helping them achieve their goals. And oftentimes that's beyond just the insurance product. It's, how do you recruit and retain your colleagues? And you want to use insurance as a way to do that. And so we're impacting them by really helping them make decisions. We're helping them navigate things that can be sometimes very complex.
We just want to make a difference. Pay podcast.
Well, I'm Karen Spann, and this is Lynda Baris and Brian Rhame, and they're from Marsh and McLennan, and I'm from PEG Staffing and Recruiting, and I'd like to welcome you guys both to our PEG Making a Difference podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. I hope you'll both have had a nice day today.
Been busy, yes. Yeah.
We're here to talk today about making a difference and to learn how Marsh and McLennan makes a difference in the lives of your employees and in your clients, and also in the lives of your community. So with that, love to hear how you make a difference in the lives of your employees, first and foremost, whichever of you wants to start.
Well, thanks for having us. It's ironic that your podcast is focused on the colleagues, clients, and communities, because those are the pillars of what we focus on as an organization.
I saw that.
And so it's really perfect, because it's where we spend and invest our time, focus on those three areas. When we talk about the colleagues, probably the area that we are very heavily invested in is really about their own personal and professional development. It's a pillar of what we do. It's a big part of our culture. It's ingrained in everything from the internship program, early career, and career pathing for individuals as they, continue to find a way in their professional journey within the organization. A lot of our investment is about leadership. And so it's building for the future, because from a talent perspective, that's really what our organization is all about. It's what we can do for our clients. And it's really the intellectual capital of and the talent that's part of our organization.
How do you develop your people?
We were talking today, so we used to be the saying in the insurance industry is you just kind of stumble into insurance. This morning, there were a group of college students from Missouri State who actually major in insurance. And
I didn't know that.
That is a vast difference for most of us of how we got into the insurance industry. But we have an excellent internship program. Typically on any summer, it's 8 to 10, maybe up to 12 interns that we will have intern with us. And then we kind of parlay that into a early career and development program as well. And that's been wildly successful. We've typically hire on at least 50%, I would say, or more of those interns in some capacity. Sometimes it's even while they're still in college, they are coming back and doing project work for us. Sometimes they are coming back in the summer in between our post-graduation and trying to fill that spot. And then ideally, it's hiring them on full-time to come on and work at MMA. And when we say MMA, it's not mixed martial arts, it's a Marsh McLennan agency. So.
And I had the opportunity to meet with those college students today, and we focused a lot. They asked me the question about why, as a somebody getting ready to start their career, why would they pick Marsh McLennan Agency? And we talked a lot about this program that for us is very new to the organization, meaning it's 6-7 years old. And it is really our pipeline. It's how we funnel talent into the organization. And so how we do that really takes a village. It's about their technical training. It is about their soft skills development. And we integrate a lot of our other programs for colleagues across the organization because it's about the experience, the mentorship. It's about how they figure out how to enter the workforce and be very focused and productive in an early part of their career.
I would imagine they're fighting to get an internship with you all.
It's become a very competitive program. It's very rewarding. The individual that runs that, her name is Sam Held, and Sam is a former intern.
Oh, that's neat.
And so she's experienced the program and from the ground up. And each year, I think we take the feedback of how do we continue to grow and make that a successful program. The key these days is that it's rotational. And so it's finding the right fit.
Mm-hmm.
What is somebody's passion? What's their interest? How do we make sure we put them in the right place so that not only are they excited about being in the insurance industry, but they can see their own personal career path and development. We also, I think, find that if we in the old days, they'd get hired with wherever there was a position that was open, and that wasn't always a great fit. And so from a retention standpoint, this has helped us. If we hire 50% of them, the interns, into the early career, the goal is that we have 100% retention of those colleagues. And we're doing really great in that area.
Is that a degree that exists at a lot of schools?
Oh, I would not be able to speak to that. I know there's Sam goes out to a number of the universities throughout the state of Missouri and some into Illinois that have specific programs that are tied into insurance. I don't know that I would be able to,
mostly certificate programs today that offer perhaps 30 hours of a specific insurance experience. And it might be part of the business school. Mm-hmm. So they have other areas that might just be a certificate program. So it could be finance background or marketing, communications, something of that nature.
Well, I know that you make a difference in my life and in the lives of the people at PEG. How do you make a difference in other clients? Because we are a client, actually, and a happy one.
You are. I'm glad to hear that you're happy. I was telling Lynda, I said, Karen and I have a good relationship. We talk a lot individually about what does that look like for us to impact your employees, what you provide to your employees, the benefits that you provide, how that makes an impact on their lives, and then consequently, how do we communicate that to them? So oftentimes it looks like, hey, we really want our employees to know the resources that they have through their health insurance benefits, how to best leverage those, how to best utilize those. And, everyone's health is such a personal experience to them, and it's such a personal thing. And sometimes you're a little hesitant to start saying, I don't really want to open up, what is going on. I've found that if we're doing an open enrollment meeting, and I'll use personal examples of, hey, this is how, I'll speak for myself specifically. I have Crohn's disease. I have a very mild case of it. It doesn't impact a lot of my day-to-day life. However, I have to make decisions about my health. When I share that with others, and I share that in an open enrollment meeting, for example, sometimes it just breaks that barrier down where other people are going, oh, he's got something going on as well. Maybe I feel comfortable to share how I can maybe best utilize health insurance and what does that look like and how do I treat issues that are going on in my life.
And I would add to that, again, we're helping our clients manage risk. We're helping them achieve their goals. And oftentimes that's beyond just the insurance product. It's, how do you recruit and retain your colleagues? And you want to use insurance as a way to do that. And so we're impacting them by really helping them make decisions. We're helping them navigate things that can be sometimes very complex, compliance related issues. We also, I think, again, are partners. Our goal is to be a partner and understand the organization what your goals and objectives are so that we can help partner to help you achieve those.
I can speak for myself with you all. I think you all do a really good job of educating business owners, but also with clients. You all do a really good job when we have a client and we need just a simple thing as the certificate for a new client. You guys are speedy. And sometimes that makes all the difference in getting a new client or not getting a new client.
Yeah, I think that goes back to Lynda's point of if we don't partner with our clients, if we don't know who you are, what's important to you, knowing that the difference between for you landing a new client is getting that certificate in a speedy way, or helping explain how you bring on benefits and what that looks like from a recruitment standpoint. If we don't understand that aspect of your business, then we've missed it. And so if we are not knowing you and knowing what makes you tick and knowing what makes you operate well, then we're just going to be throwing out an insurance product that may or may not be a good fit for you. But if we know your business, if we know how you're running things and what is important, then we can help you make those decisions as it relates to insurance.
Let's talk about another topic that's very near and dear to my heart, which is making a difference in the community. And I know that you guys also care about that as well. So talk to me about what you guys do in the community.
I'll start from the standpoint of Marsh McLennan Agency is part of Marsh McLennan Companies. And so we're part of one of the world's largest insurance brokerage and consulting firms. And that gives us tremendous access to the opportunity to support our community that, again, where we live and work is a big part of how we do that. The global social impact is a platform that every single one of our 280 colleagues from our St. Louis and Overland Park offices have access to that. And it gives us access to the opportunity to make donations that get matched up to $1,000 a year. So when you think about the financial impact of our own, just within our own walls, within the St. Louis and Overland Park office, that it's more than $500,000 worth of investment that can go directly back into an organization that's important to us.
Wow, that's wonderful.
We were talking about this in terms of how we do that. And it was a good reminder as we get to the end of the year. I said, I've got to make sure I put in my matching gifts for the organizations that I give to. And so it was a timely conversation for Lynda and me as well. But even in addition to the physical dollars, every employee is encouraged and given 8 hours of volunteer service in the community. And to Lynda's point, at 280 employees, 2,200 plus hours throughout the year are given. And
it's paid time off for them to volunteer,
which is wonderful.
And what we see is that's a momentum builder, because what almost inevitably ends up happening is Lynda's going to say this community or this organization is important to me. And because Lynda and I work well together and I want to support her, then I'm going to come along and I'm going to bring another colleague or two along. And it becomes also a team building experience within MMA for us to go out and volunteer in the community as well. And to tie that in, we started talking about our internship program. One of the pillars in terms of talking to our interns about what it means to give back to the community is serving in the community. And so every summer, part of the internship program is taking our interns, doing a volunteer day. We typically work with Operation Food Search, and we go and we serve at Operation Food Search. We serve there during the morning, and then we go out and we'll grab lunch and use that as an opportunity to not only get to know the interns better, but to also talk to them and say, volunteering and serving the community is a vital part of what we do, who we are. And we want to make sure that whether you're at MMA or wherever else you go after, once you graduate college, you are serving and giving back to the communities that you're a part of.
It's an important lesson.
Absolutely.
I love that place, by the way.
One of the things that, in addition to globally and the impact that we can make, is that we have an MMA Cares program. And so within the organization and our offices, it's an opportunity, grassroots, to, in addition to your paid time off, in addition to the financial contribution you may make, that our local office has a series of organizations that we support every year. I know you've been a big part of a number of those events.
Yeah, I serve on that committee. It's an opportunity, whether annual events like Alzheimer's walks or giving back to Habitat for Humanity, but it's an opportunity to ask employees, what is important to you? We try to keep a balance because there's so many great organizations out there. So we'll say, hey, here's an organization that focuses on women in shelters. Here's an organization that focuses on animals, or here's an organization that focuses on poverty, whatever the situation is. And we say, are we kind of trying to touch as many different communities as possible? But what the amazing thing is these are organizations that are important to our employees. And so we get that investment into serving them. We do a number of really amazing projects throughout the year, and it's an opportunity to get buy-in within MMA and to see us go out into the community and really serve in a way that impacts others and takes the focus off of ourselves and puts it out in the community.
You know what I think is a really interesting but wonderful thing that I learned? When we help others, it releases endorphins. I'm sure you probably know that. It makes you happy when you help others. And
I know what is one of the greatest parts of our opportunities that come to light are they're nominated. The organizations are nominated by a colleague. That's how we determine each year where we might commit our time and treasure. And so it's often very, very rewarding to see how happy it makes the colleague that they're able to, something that's important to them in the community where maybe they volunteer with their family and friends already, that now they're introducing that to others. Because sometimes it's also about education and awareness of the great work that an organization may do. And so it gives them an opportunity to share more about what's important to them.
Oftentimes people have family members in need that they don't talk about privately too, but it's a chance for them to share that part of themselves. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Anytime you roll up your sleeves and you work alongside your colleagues, there's natural conversation that's going to take place where you just start talking about, let's take, for example, at Operation Food Search, and you see the concept of food insecurity and how many families that impacts. And you start talking about stories of family members personally, what that was like to be in a place of need and having having that is a really tangible thing that people walk through and experience, and knowing that other colleagues have daily struggles, and we get so busy in the day-to-day grind of trying to work alongside, do what we can for our clients, do what we can for one another and helping one another in terms of the workload that we have. You forget there's a story and a person behind that, and there are real needs there. So exactly to your point, Karen.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you both for joining me today. And I really love learning about Marsh. It's a great place.
Well, thanks for having us. We're very passionate about these three pillars, and so love sharing what we're doing as an organization with you.
It's wonderful. Thank you.